Hello, the following video you're about to watch is an extract from my new course and book, Atomic Note-Taking. So enjoy the video, and if you want to check out more about the course, go to atomicnotetaking.com. So let's dive into knowledge management. So what do we have in here? So first of all, what is knowledge management? I see it as something where you are taking information and you're making sense of it, and you are organizing it in a certain way that allows you to take action on it. Okay, so it's part understanding and part usefulness. Now, I like to think of knowledge management as a way to go through your divergent thinking. So this is where you explore and open your mind. You're being receptive of new ideas, new authors, new subjects. You're expanding your sphere of knowledge. So the surface of the things you know becomes greater. And divergent thinking means you go outwards. So you could be touching on many, many things, but then you want to take action on those. You want to make them useful. You want to make decisions. You want to conclude your thinking. And that's where you bring it back down into convergent thinking. So this is where you reduce things down into their more concrete ideas. And, you know, if you're using knowledge management to critically assess something, this is the conclusion of your assessment. So that's roughly how I think of knowledge management. Obviously, the management part is the techniques of which you do this, but the whole purpose is to take information and do something with it in a certain way. Okay, so next we have, you know, why is it vital? Why do we need this in our lives? Now, there's so much information out there, too much information, whether that's information on the news, information on books. YouTube has more videos going up than anyone could possibly ever watch. Not all information is accurate, not all information is helpful. And by managing your knowledge, you get to decide which parts are useful and which parts you can filter out. And more importantly, you get to decide which opinions, which influence you invite into your life. And I think we live in a world where social media is sort of very unconstrained, where everybody is sort of soundbite opinion making. We don't always have the full context of anything, and we're making quite critical decisions about that. And I think knowledge management is a great remedy for that kind of chaos. But there's another aspect, and I touch on this. We don't know when we're going to need it in our lives. Something very serious might happen in our lives where we need to comprehend it. We need to organize ourselves, and having the tools is really valuable. And I make a note in the book that, you know, it baffles me that whenever we go to a doctor, rarely do we take notes. It's one of the most critical times that we need to pay attention and understand, but we just don't think to bring that together with our ability to comprehend. What does this medication mean? What does this decision mean? What are the consequences? What, you know, having those tools is really, really vital. In the book, So Good They Can't Ignore You, Cal Newport refers to the idea of knowledge workers being lacking the discipline and the deliberate practice of being a better knowledge worker. And chances are you are what we call a knowledge worker. You may have a desk job, you may work on computers, and there's a certain level of skills that are required to do that effectively. You know, how you organize yourself, how you make better decisions, how you communicate. And the skill of doing that we don't practice. In fact, we rarely teach it. Has anyone ever taught you how to manage your inbox and communicate with other people? I bet you just figured it out on your own and you sort of replicated what you saw other people doing. But Cal Newport, he puts it really succinctly. He says, musicians, athletes, and chess players know all about deliberate practice. Knowledge workers, however, do not. This is great news for knowledge workers. If you can introduce this strategy into your working life, you can vault past your peers in your acquisition of career capital. So there's a couple of things he mentions here. He sees it as an opportunity while everybody else doesn't pay attention. An individual, you can use this now to your advantage. So whether you're going for a promotion or whether you're looking to change career, whether you're looking to change job, whether you're looking to be the person who is sought after when an opportunity arises, this is your opportunity to prove yourself by using these techniques to gain the skills you need in the job you're doing, but having the knowledge system to do that effectively. And then he refers to career capital. And this is something we don't think too much about, but what you do in the earlier parts of your career, you're investing in your career capital. You may go the extra mile. You may put yourself out there for opportunities, take on extra responsibilities that aren't directly in your job. You might start studying or skilling up in your own time, and this is your investment in your career capital. And later on in life, you'll be able to trade on this. You'll have the reputation and the status, and you'll be able to call the shots and the terms of which you do work. So I really do believe this. In part, it's how my journey went. I have the career I have because I put that investment in and I saw the benefits of it. So yes, it is absolutely vital. So yeah, if you see a future for yourself that is not the same as what you're doing today, there is a path to get there, and there are some skills to gain, and a knowledge management system can help you do that by organizing your thinking and making sure you do it more effectively. So there's that aspect. I love this quote here. The cure to boredom is curiosity. There is no cure for curiosity. Once you have that curiosity bug, you can't get rid of it, and gain a knowledge system helps you explore that. So if you love reading, if you love learning about different things, then this will be your element essentially. So just a quick brief thing, who benefits from this? Undergraduates. You're studying, you're creating assignments, you're getting material, you're reading, you've got all this information. You can start building your knowledge system that is for your career, not just your university degree. So think of it longer term. Then you've got your PhD students. So I managed to give a seminar on this to PhD students for Queen Mary University in London. And this is where they're thinking very heavily about the research, understanding, and then coming up with their own proposals, their own papers and research and all of that. So this can really help there. If you're a teacher, organising the material, understanding the best way of delivering that material to your students, and building your body of knowledge, absolutely fantastic. Content creators, this is me. So you want to learn about all these things, and then you want to create content out of it. So rather than doing I want to create a piece on entrepreneurship, creating an ebook as an entrepreneur, right? Rather than doing that and then doing the research, you can do it the other way up. Your research might say, I've just learned about ebooks and marketing and all that. Now I can talk about being a content creator and creating ebooks. So bottom up, we'll cover that later. Then you've got entrepreneurs. So you're learning about business, you're learning about mindset, you're learning about marketing techniques, building teams, fundraising, all these things. You've got to do something with that information, and you've got to organize yourself. And then programmers can use it if you're learning about technologies, following tutorials. So if you're learning React, for example, as a programming framework in JavaScript, you're learning that, and you want to apply that to building an application so you can create your recipes and your patterns. That has been really fantastic in my journey in the DevOps. So configuring online servers and all of that. This has been really, really useful for me. And then the autodidact, the ones who just love to learn. So the self-taught people who just follow their curiosity. You can use it to organize your books and the articles and the quotes you encounter, connect ideas together, and ultimately start teaching it back to the world.